Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Maresca. I'm the creative director of creators here in North America, and I'm also here with a special guest today, our VP of Product, Tuomas. Would you like to give a quick introduction?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is indeed Thomas, but like I told Josh earlier when we were talking about the pronunciation of my name, I will happily go by Thomas. That's easier to pronounce. I run the product management team here at Noice, um, and I'm super excited to be here talking about streaming. I am a huge gamer at heart. I am a huge consumer of all kinds of digital content, so Noice is indeed my dream job. So I'm excited to be here talking to you all who are making Noice come alive.
We're very happy to have you here, and obviously being one of the folks behind the scenes that not only kind of gets us in the direction of where we all want to go, which is building out really cool features, launching awesome things for not only our creators but also our communities. And why we're kind of here today is to talk about one of those amazing additions to this noise journey. So as everybody here is probably aware, we're here to talk about the launch of our or soft launch of our iOS mobile app. This is something that's been highly requested by not only a bunch of you on platform, but your communities as well. And we see this as a really great opportunity to kind of walk you through the app, what features it has, what we're most excited about, kind of why we built the app as well, and uh, and we'll kind of just jump right into it. So let's talk through. You know, First off, we have 18 of you in here. I just want to give a quick shout out. I think it's really proper here. I'm just going to give some shout outs to It's Cosmic, Blue Hazy, Miss Vicious. We have North Dog in chat. What's up, North Dog? So great to have you all here. And this is also going to be recorded locally. So for those that aren't able to make it today, you're probably going to be watching this either on Discord or your through your partner managers in some way or another, or through any types of communication that we send this to you. So be sure to take a look at this video for those that are joining us offline. And we're kind of going to jump right into this. So the what we're going to be covering today and what we're kind of kick it off is why we built the app. It's pretty obvious. There's a why we did so, but and just to also keep parity and with a lot of other streaming platforms, they all have apps as well. And we decided that it was time to build our own. So, question to you, Tomas: why do we build it, and why now?
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with the why. And like you said, there's a lot of other streaming platforms. And as Billy right now, we see a lot of, and I mean a lot of users right now using Noise on mobile. And we know they come to Noise on mobile because they're used to using the other streaming platforms on mobile. And one of the big things for us at Noise is really making sure that all of your communities can come to Noise and experience it the best possible way. It needs to be an experience that they enjoy because they don't come there to watch your video that somebody made. They come there to watch you. They come there to watch your show, the thing you do, the energy and the passion you bring to the screen, the games and everything. And not having that feels like we're not giving them the right thing. We're giving them half of the experience, and then that only not takes away from the platform, but it takes away from your ability to really shine in those moments. So for us, an app was no brainer. It was always in the cards. Knew we needed to do it, but of course we aren't as big as some of the other companies out there. So we had to prioritize what we do, what we build, and when we build it. But we got there in a relatively short amount of time, but I know your communities would have wanted it sooner, and we wanted it sooner too, don't get me wrong. But we also wanted to get it right. So it was really about like, what's the best thing we can do when you grab that device out of your pocket, you're in bed, you're on the bus, you're on the couch, wherever, that you can pull up Noise and say like, hey, I'm going to go check who's online. I want to go watch some awesome creators entertain me, have fun with the community, and chat with the other thing is like, And without the app, we were doing a disservice to a big chunk of the community still. So I think that's the biggest why, uh, because that's that we want to be where the action happens, where people want to consume their streams and the content. And now we're making a big step towards closing the gap and having a lot of people have a much better experience on mobile.
You mentioned something there about being able to access it uh, anywhere, anytime, and I think for me, when I leave my desktop or I leave my office, I'm still looking forward to watching Noise streams when I'm on the go. And I think on the go for me really kind of articulates the accessibility of being able to have the app and being able to watch while I'm maybe a passenger princess while my wife is driving me around town, and being able to tune in. So it's really great for me to be able to have the app myself. And obviously, I've been testing it for weeks now, and really excited to see the progress that's been made. The We have the app, and we also have the mobile web experience. Was there was there a huge differentiation between the two? And we had built the mobile web because of the community ask to get mobile in the hands of them quicker. Is this just an evolution of what we were working with before, with the mobile web uh, version?
Yes and no. And of course, the way also we build Noise is that we are able to reuse some of the things we've built for other parts, which allows us to move faster towards releasing these new platforms. But mobile web in reality comes with certain constraints that we can't get around, which does create a reality where the user experience isn't as good. The streaming doesn't run as well. If you rotate your phone and go to landscape on mobile web, not the greatest experience. So for us, the work and the design of the app actually started before mobile web. While you might think that it's the other way around, but no, because with the app, we wanted to design something that from the ground up feels native, feels smooth, and feels like first mobile first experience, not something that we took a awesome website and we scrunched it down to a small screen just so we can get to fit in, which is easily what happens with mobile web, and we're not always that different. But with the app, it's from the ground up. It is about how does it work smoothly, how is it fast, how does it feel good. When you do things and something happens, we want you to the community to go like, "Ooh, that's nice." That's what we're after. Uh, Maybe not exactly that.
I'm curious on what that button is that you're pressing. It reminds me of like you're being on a game show. But
Oh,
yes,
it's the subscribe button, of course.
of course the subscribe button. I want to take a quick pause here to also remind those that are watching to please feel free to leave some comments or ask questions in the chat. We have the team that's going to be taking those questions, and then they'll be sharing those with me towards the end of this discussion and fireside chat to kind of walk through some questions in a Q&A type format, or save those questions for when we enter that Q&A as well. Um, Okay, on to kind of the next topic of discussion. Where is it available right now?
Yeah, it is available, and this is the big part, only on iOS, unfortunately, at this point. And we can talk a little bit about that later. But iOS and most of the world at this point. There's a small
Okay,
number of countries in the world where where Apple doesn't have a presence, where we can't distribute the app, um, and France. And I want to call out that specifically because a lot of people might go like, wait, what, why France? And there is a story behind that, which is that we have to file paperwork with the French government due to us using certain cryptography things in the app. And the forms are in French, and I do not speak French, so I need a French-speaking lawyer. So it is something that we will be tackling soon, but we didn't want to hold up the release of the app until we get this paperwork sorted out. So France is
yeah,
coming, and if your French users ask, why, and I should have said that in French, but my French is terrible, you can tell them it's coming. It's coming very soon. But beyond that, we are pretty much globally available right now.
thanks for sharing. And it sounds like then Noice will not be at the Olympics in Paris next month.
Yeah, we'll keep it under wraps and we'll ship the French version as soon as we can. So it is coming, but it is unfortunately a little bit of bureaucracy that we have to wade through there that we just didn't have a chance to do before releasing the app elsewhere. But beyond that, you will find it in pretty much all the markets in the App Store. Currently, we don't have an iPad optimized build, um, but generally what we are seeing is that the majority of the demand is on the iPhone and on an iPad. Actually, the mobile web version works excellently. So that's why didn't we didn't prioritize it. This was really on the small screens. But I think on the that's then I know what you're going to go to, Josh. So I'm going to use that as an immediate segue into, well, what about Android then?
Yep.
Because I noticed that popped up in the chat as well. And um, Android is important to us as well. And there's a couple of reasons why we chose iOS first. One of them is that based on looking at the numbers, the reality is that iOS devices are about 65% of the mobile user base, and Android is 35%. So iOS is twice as big. And honestly, what we wanted to do is we wanted to see what we can do to capture the majority of the users. Now, we know that there is the part where Android users often feel that they come second, and that's unfortunate. We wanted to build a version for iOS. We know we get it right. We know we can iterate it on quickly. And once we know that it works on one platform, we will build it on the other platform as well. Android is a little bit more complex as well because Android phones come in every single shape and size that you can imagine. And that gives us a little bit more complexity in managing the build to make sure that everybody has a great experience. Whereas on iOS, you pretty much know what it is. Then on Android, you get a complaint that somebody says it doesn't work on my Motorola Street Fighter 3000 Turbo Edition, and we're like, what is that even? So we wanted to make sure that we get it right on iOS and we can iterate quickly, and then we replicate it on Android, so we don't have to work on two platforms at the same time. And ETA is hard to say at this point because one of the things people will notice is that there's a couple of things on the iOS version as well that are missing that you might expect to find there, and we're working hard to get those there as well. And of course, like I said, we want to learn how your users and communities want to use it and iterate based on that. So we don't, again, like I said, we don't want to double work on doing those changes on two platforms. We just wanted to find a way to cover the most of the user base as we can as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I know that's definitely something that a lot of folks would be asking about. So thanks for covering that. And as we continue to progress and work on those different iterations and accessibility for other types of phones, we'll be sharing those updates with all of you. That's just one of the benefits of being so early, working so early on with us. It's moments like this where you kind of get this exclusive sneak peek into what we're building, what we're launching, and also in this case, just being able to provide feedback and ask questions because the questions that you're asking will be questions that other creators, hundreds of them, will be asking later. And I think what you're able to do now is really help mold the features and help us prioritize what we're looking to build. So again, thanks for being here for this type of chat. All right, moving on to kind of, I guess, like, why are we most excited about when it comes to building out the app. uh you know I know we're excited in one point of gathering feedback, and then kind of talking through that here in a little bit. But you know, what makes you excited about the app? And I could kind of give my version as well.
Yeah. And I just noticed that actually one of our mobile developers is on the chat. So let's give Tobias a shout out, who's been a huge driving force in building the app. So we wouldn't have the app without them. So there's a lot that we're excited about. The app in general, um, like many things that we're building are really about improving the experience on everybody. Like one of the things that being talked about in chat in picture in picture, like yes, it's been absolutely on the roadmap for us. It's again, it's just a question of when we can get around to it, because it is really about allowing people to consume that content in different situations. Sometimes you have to swipe away from the app and do something else, but you don't want to lose the stream. It is really about getting accessibility to noise content no matter what, and that's always been a big part for us. And it was hard at the beginning because we're a different platform. We had to close out users, and some of you probably remember in the closed beta, if you weren't on Google Chrome, we were like, nah. And now what we're doing here is a very different tone to that. Rather, we want to make sure that we can embrace everybody in different environments. So picture in picture and all kinds of things are going to be huge things. We also want to make sure that notifications really work on iPhones, because the ability for us to use that channel to bring people back to your content in Noise is crucial. There are things that can Apple can do well for us around these things, supporting easier monetization methods and all of those things can help us really grow those communities, grow your creator operations on Noise, to make sure that everything's kind of like tied up and people have a great experience. So really what I'm most excited about is having an amazing user experience, amazing time people on with people on their phones consuming noise content, on desktop consuming noise content, and just like continuing to make that better. Because it's not like we ship this and say like, well, okay, hey, here's this next huge thing we're going to build for iOS. Because at the end of the day, it's really focusing on what makes this experience great for the users. Why do they want to come to us and say like, hey, this is fun, this is why I'm enjoying it so much. We have a lot of things that are things we've invested in. There is the card game. There is our incredibly low latency video streams. There's no ads interrupting the streams. For a viewer and a player standpoint, these are things that they enjoy, and we want to just continue polishing and then building them so that everybody can get it. And then, of course, Android. So it is we do care about it, because again, we know, like I said earlier and I said multiple times, it is about creating that access to noise, creating access to that content. So it is a priority. It is definitely a priority. I don't want to say give an ETA, because I there are a lot of moving parts, and I'd rather be careful and give that ETA when we have confidence.
That's super fair, and thank you for sharing. You could tell how excited you are, and how much this means to not just yourself, but as the company as a whole. So, and I guess I could give my 2 cents. What I'm most excited about the app, and you know, where I'm going to kind of take this is beyond just the actual experience for creators and communities and players on the app, and more about how we could reach more new viewers and players outside of those that are already in your communities. And for us, it's a lot easier to run campaigns and marketing when you have an app present. So that's on us to now get the app and get the making Noise accessible to those outside of your communities, because we want to continue to build out discovery. We want people to that may have never heard of Noise to jump into a Noise stream for the first time, and really start predicting what you're doing and fall in love with you as a content creator and fall in love with your communities as well. And for us to be able to do that at scale and a lot more efficiently, with certain spend as well, having an app is really important there. So that's probably one of the biggest reasons I'm excited, is now we're able to kind of cast a larger net to bring in new users, new eyeballs to your content, which will then in turn turn into more monetized, monetizing subs and creator cosmetics. So a shout out to the team, as well as the creators that are kind of beta testing the first cosmetic t-shirts with us. We just launched another 4 today. It was with Rich Homie Quinn, Almighty Sneaky, Ghost Arcade, and Goat R2. So really excited to see us moving in that direction, and hopefully you'll be able to see what that means across the app as well. And then a second piece here, I feel like accessibility is the theme of this, and for me, I've always consumed a lot of streams on mobile. I've purchased a lot of subs in the past across mobile, and for me, it's just the ease of being able to sub and to be able to eventually do other things that we're hoping to build. So uh, I'm really excited. I couldn't be more excited about what the team is doing behind the scenes and how much of a priority we're putting this. But at the same time, your feedback is gold to us. So I know there's been a lot of questions here in chat. I've been trying to take a look and peek over throughout the broadcast. So we'll get to those here in a moment. So I'm sure you share the same excitement as myself and Thomas and the entire team at Noice. And thanks for entrusting us to be able to build this for you and work with you on this exciting new development. Um, so moving forward here, I believe that kind of gets us into the Q&A section. We're still running okay on time. I know we have another 15 minutes or so to get through some of your questions. So, and a few of these looks like Tobias has already went ahead and answered them in chat, but we'll just revisit a little bit. Blue Hazy asks, will there be different quality settings on the mobile app, like low, medium, or high settings? And what if someone has an older iPhone instead of a new one?
Yeah, there already are different quality settings. So as a part of that, and this is work that we've been doing on our video infrastructure side. I think we probably have Seb somewhere on the stream who runs that part of it. Is we have been working a lot on transcoding and creating different quality versions of the raw streams that we ingest from you all. And a big part of that was to make sure that we can deliver the right quality settings for mobile devices, knowing that it's not only the probably the age of the device, but depending on if you're on Wi-Fi or even a cellular network, we don't want to consume too much bandwidth, especially some areas of the world, like large U.S. cities, tend to be congested when it comes to cell networks, and the qualities are available there from so, and it is something that we continuously uh, invest into on is that video delivery with Seb and his team who are doing like incredibly amazing work on that side, complex enough that I don't even understand what they're talking about half the time because it gets so technical, and that's coming from a person who is technical.
Thank you for that. The next question from Bang Bang Ali, is there an ETA on picture and picture mode? So my assumption here is you're on the app and oh, you just got a Twitter the next notification and you want to pop over to something else, but you still want to be able to hear and see the action that's happening in picture and picture mode. Do we have an update there?
We don't have an ETA, but honestly, we know this is one of the most requested features. So once we carve out a couple of first ones we know that are kind of like table stakes for us, um, to bring the platform to the point where we expect to find pretty much all of the features you'd find on desktop. Picture in picture is probably relatively quickly after that, unless we discover something else that needs our attention for reasons we didn't realize beforehand, but your communities end up telling us something we didn't expect. So one of the things we do constantly is we look at how people use the app. The amount of data we ingest from people's behavior on Noice to understand how we can build it better it's a large amount of data, and we do that so we can figure out what works, what doesn't, how should we be improving, and we listen to the communities as well at the same time. So the only thing the thing that's an unknown and why I'm always so hesitant to talk about ATAs is sometimes we have to change our mind when we see from people's behaviors and hearing from the community is that, oh, we didn't get this thing right. We have to address it because it is so important for people to enjoy Noise. But it is super high up on the priorities list, but I do know that when we were talking about the Tobias also told me that it does not come without technical complexities. So therefore, I don't want to sign him up for anything where next week he'd go like, "Oh no."
Very fair. Um, few more questions by Bang Bang Ali, which I'll put a little bit towards the end, just because it's not so much app related, but we will get to them. Phantom Viper asks, Apple takes a hefty fee on mobile charges through their platform. Will that fee take away from creators' portion, or will it be absorbed in some other way? Will the split be the same?
Yeah, the split bill will be the same. We are not immune to the challenges that other streaming platforms have, that Apple does want their platform tax. Apple does a lot of great things for us and does come with that platform tax price. We will be doing the same thing that you will see other platforms do as well, that subs will be priced a little bit higher on mobile to make sure that the earnings towards creators stay constant, because this is the part where we don't want to go into anything that would risk us having to lower those earnings. It is a matter of pride for us to make sure that we are designing our product and how it operates and how things are priced in a way that we can deliver good results, even financially, for people who are on Noise.
Great. Um, that looks like the only questions that we have in regards to the app right now. But that doesn't mean, we're not still fielding questions through Discord and on any of our support channels and feedback channels. So if you are watching this after it's already been streamed, please be sure to ask those questions in any of those forums, and we'll be sure to hopefully answer those for you and give you more clarity around those as well. To jump into some non-app questions, and again, if you have questions still about the app, feel free to ask them in the next 5 or so minutes, and we'll get to them. It's Cosmic asks, do we know the max badge rank for subs? Highest I've seen so far is 50 plus, but wondering if there are more badges.
So I actually do know, because I think this was asked today earlier and it actually bubbled up to me, and I went out and looked at the answer, and I'm gonna read it um, from the comment that goes apparently up to 250.
All right, you heard it here. You heard it here first. 250. Okay.
Yeah. So
Um,
it's 1, 5, 10, 25, 50, 100, and 250. So if you see those badges, if it is over 50 and you're wondering, are they at 127? No, they are between 50 and 100 at that point. We know some
Great.
people love gifting, so we want to make sure that they get their reward by getting a number that everybody will go like, oh wow.
Yeah, definitely gifting is something that we're continuing to work on. We're also aware that gifting one at a time is pretty tedious. So that's something that we're considering on how to help that gifting evolve as well. Um,
Yeah, and I because there was indeed a question, and I want to say a little bit, a couple of thoughts on that. We have is like it is important for us at this point to really focus on what can we do that the community, those in your community that want to support you, can support you, and it is really thinking about this, and really gifting multiple subs is something that is on our roadmap. Gifting avatar cosmetics is something on our roadmap, because there are people who might say like, hey, I want to buy this creator t-shirt, but I actually want to buy it for my 10 friends as well. Like, these are the things that we want to be able to do so the community can feel that they're coming together, helped by these couple of individuals who are really generous in their supporting, because we know that is the cornerstone of making these things work, creating that tightly knit community and helping you as a creator grow, when you have these individuals who are super brought into it, and we give them these opportunities to give back through these gifting methods. So we do want to tie that into a lot of things we're building. So kind of like a
yeah,
watch this space throwing out there, that it is something that generally gifting and these monetization things are a lot of things we're, in addition to the app, paying a lot of attention right now. All right,
there's
I'm
just so
talking. Sorry.
much. There's just so much, right? And it really blows my mind how far we've come. I was here on day one of us, kind of launching closed beta, and to see how far we've come across so many different parts of the business, including whether it's the app or features such as gifting and monetization, now cosmetics. You know, how quick we were able to build is a testament to how passionate the team is, but also how quick we are to hear your feedback as content creators in your communities, because we know that at the end of the day, you know more than anybody else on what makes you streaming finding success while streaming and building with us on platforms. So again, really excited about how quick we are able to build a lot of these features, um, both on platform, on desktop, and then on mobile. This is a question. Looks like it's fired towards me. Merch. Our partner's getting a merch store, and how can we get one of those hoodies that Josh is wearing? It's fire. Yeah. So currently, this is a project that I'm working on right now. We are building out, creator welcome boxes that are going to have some really cool things inside of it. So maybe some limited edition stuff as well. It's taking a little bit of time to kind of get everything right, but we're going to be really excited about the final product here. So uh, when it comes to a timeline, we'll be making an announcement hopefully soon to probably get some information from all of y'all because we'll need some sizes and other things. But we want you to be repping the Noise brand just like as much as we are repping it. Probably in our day to day when I'm going over to a Trader Joe's and getting my local food for dinner, and I'm still rocking the Noise fit. So we want you to be rocking this on stream, lounging in it while watching Netflix, wherever it be. And we know that merch is really an exciting piece of the whole like culture fit as well. So it is being worked on. Hopefully, I'll be able to share an update soon. I did see somebody mention the fluorescent light in the back. That's something that we are also kind of testing with a vendor. So stay tuned for that. I don't have it turned on right now, but it looks pretty cool when it is. So a lot of things that we're working on currently to really either help hit milestones on Noise, which is something we're also looking to build out when it comes to community and creator engagement on platform and things of that nature. So soon is all I could tell you, but I know how important merch is, and we'll get it into your hands. And uh, maybe even in as virtual cosmetics too, right? So we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna go. Bang Bang Ali asks, will IP banning be coming soon since banned users can just make a guest or a new account and start trolling again?
Yeah, it
I
is
don't know.
something that we're
Go
actually
ahead.
actively working on this. So like the last time it was discussed within the team was actually today. And our trust and safety director has been putting together plans on how we want this to work, and we've been reviewing with the product team. So yeah, it is something that we are actively working on because keeping your community safe is like absolutely crucial. And we know that people with bad intent generally, for some reason, will try to go out of their way to ruin your day, and we don't want that. We want Noise to be a safe platform. So it is. This is something that we constantly work on, and IP banning is actually at the top of the list for these things that we are putting into place right now. So it is something that, where I said previously that I don't like sharing ETAs, but that is something that I hope we can actually be talking a little bit more in the coming weeks.
Similar question from Blue Hazy. If a user is banned, are they still able to watch the stream?
Um,
I don't know if I have
that's
the
a good
answer for that
question.
one. Yeah,
Yeah, that's awkward.
that's
I
something
should
we'll.
have the answer, but I've never been banned myself. And
All right,
like
whoever's
given,
moderating this, let's make sure to do a quick ban to see if he's able to watch.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
don't
something
ban
we'll be able to
me.
get back to you. Um, I think that yeah. So what we'll do is we'll see if we get that answer back to you. We're gonna go
Yeah,
check with our
and
teams.
there's a follow-up question on the IP banning for Phantom Viper. Wouldn't IP banning be an issue for shared? It's like a college dorm. Um, yes and no. I think more and more
Mm.
there are shared IPs. So you, if you're in a shared network, you come out of it, you might be sharing one IP. We don't go into, our current plan isn't to go into IP banning as the first thing. And because of that, IP bans aren't going to be like permanent. We generally set them for certain time frames and then cycle them out, but quickly pick them up again if we find that bad actors are still using it. So it's we are putting a lot of effort into making sure that our banning is smart. Uh, and but it's not problematic. There are sometimes downsides. I do remember signing up for a service years ago, and it told me that my IP has been banned, and I had never been to it before. So it does happen, but that's why we don't want to do long-term IP bans. Usually, we find that bad actors are deterred if we kick them off the platform for 12 to 24 hours. They're like fine, and they lose interest and go pester somebody else, which isn't great. But we can't control that part.
We have seen some instances too where a band player or viewer will end up making another name, or another username, and then come back and chat, whether it be derogatory in nature. So that's something that, please report and make sure your mods are aware of. We do have a really awesome trust and safety team that is monitoring a lot of these username creations, and also, has detailed reports on pretty much creator and community safety. So if you see
Yeah,
something, report it. And then if it continues to be like a really heavy nuisance, then we're sure that be sure to let the team know, either through a support channel in Discord, or your POC, and then we'll see if we could help out and assist, because we want to make Noise a safe space for everyone. And we know the internet sometimes can be a little bit strange and weird, and we can't protect you from everything, but uh, you know we take it very seriously at the same time. So, um, so yeah, cool Mike show. We'll see you in 2025. Your ban will then be lifted in 365 days. Uh, I don't have any more questions in chat. I don't see anything else within my share doc either. And I feel like we've been kind of chatting through things for about the 45 minutes, and probably a good place to take a pause here and really thank you for joining us and being able to walk us through a lot of the exciting developments, and the overall launch. I guess the last thing that we haven't chatted about is actually when we're looking to share this with the world, from in a public way, because we've been kind of quiet about it, still testing some things out, right? I know we're going to come and share something in Discord with a little bit more information on more of a public announcement and release, unless we have done
yeah,
so already. Um,
yeah. We've
do you
been
have any
keeping
more
it under
information?
wraps. Yeah, we've been keeping it under wraps a little intentionally because really, well, what it's been about is we want to make sure that that first user experience for people on the Noise app is great. And I mean, some of you have seen your community is already finding the app before we even talked about it, which was a little bit of a oopsie moment. But we didn't want to pull it back after we put it there, and it's not like we wanted to hide it, but we wanted to get confidence. And at this point, I'm starting to be pretty confident. We have a bunch of users who downloaded, they are using it, and like we had our marketing team, Jimmy Eat Fish. I have to try to use their usernames in chat instead of their real names. Say Monday is when we're pulling back the curtain. What's going to happen is we're going to announce it more to the community. When you access Noise on a mobile device on the web that is eligible for downloading the app, there's going to be a banner that says, "Why are you still here? Because we have an app." That's pretty much verbatim what it's going to say. So we want to start driving users pretty strongly to the app because we know it's a better experience. But the banner will only show up for users who have an eligible device and are in a country where they can download the app. And all of that's going to happen Monday because all the signs so far look pretty good that things are smooth. And so we're pretty confident that that's going to happen.
That's awesome. So just have to wait a weekend before sharing more broadly with a lot of your communities, or mostly on social. I think is the biggest thing, right? Because we want to have a combined effort to amplify this moment. It's a huge milestone for all of us, and a huge milestone for your communities as well. So when we're able to do so all as one, it makes a much bigger splash, as you've kind of seen with Valorant and other things. Now, you always kind of it's our job to give you as much time and a sneak peek as possible, hence why we're having this conversation now. So, you know please, please join us on Monday to help share this with everyone and make this a celebration, a celebratory moment, to really build off of and continue to, be Noise one, Noise first, a Noise family. So I would say bleed a certain color here, but we have so many different colors in our gradient that there's not one color to bleed. But we're happy to have you join us today. For those that are watching the VOD, thanks for taking the time to get through this video. Um, Tuomas, appreciate you as always. Thank you so much for joining today, and expect more of these chats, these fireside chats, to be happening. This is the first one we've done, and I love the format. Huge shout out to Chris who helped create some assets for us, and we're going to be doing more of these at a more frequently in this same type of format. So we'll let you know when the
Yeah.
next one is happening, and we're excited to have you here with us today. Any final words to close us out with?
Yeah, and I mean the only thing I was going to say is like absolutely like I really enjoy coming here chatting with you all. I'm super excited about our creator community. I'm excited to watch the excitement I see them and in the community. So that makes me all fired up. Um, and I'm looking forward also to doing more of these because I also love the sound of my own voice. Wait, no, that wasn't was what I was supposed to say, but rather we're also on Discord. Like myself, the TMPMs I work with, we're all on Discord as well. So don't be a stranger. Hit us up. You sometimes see me posting stuff about things we're building, asking for feedbacks. We want that feedback. Hit me up. Hit the other PMs up. You can DM us, post on public channels. The more we hear about what's working for you and what's not, the better products we can build. So don't be a stranger, you all. And we are there because we want to hear from you, and we want to build an awesome product with you all.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I just said one last question. If we're going to be having assets that we could post to, pictures, snaps, and whatnot, I believe we will be providing some assets. Oh, there you go. Jimmy Eat Fish is already on it. So, and we're already working on a cool video as well. Awesome. Hey, it was great to be with all of you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and your streams to join us for this first ever fireside chat. And we look forward to celebrating with you on Monday, the launch of the app, and everything else that we're building along the way. So thank you so much for being here, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you all.